guys, it's Ahmer here. So as you see in front of me, I have another pickups video. Now, if you have been following my channel for quite some time, you'll know that this is actually going to be part 2 of a massive video game pickup that I scored from someone who was just going to donate these games to Goodwill. So if you've seen my last video on that massive NES pickup, you'll know that these are going to be related. So let's go ahead and see what I got. So all of these video games were actually going to be donated to a Goodwill, and I was lucky enough to score these along with some original Nintendo games, all from the same person, just before they were donated. So in this box, we're gonna see tons of Intellivision games and just some pretty awesome gems that I don't have in the collection, and some that I am just so excited to try out and see exactly how they are. So we'll just kind of move some things around in this box. I haven't actually been through it yet, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to find. So I guess we should start out with the system itself. So right here, we actually have this vintage video game system. This is going to be your Super Video Arcade. This is actually the Sears Telegames version of this system, and this is where you would play all of these Intellivision games if you didn't have that Intellivision system for it. So this is, of course, one of those different variants that plays all of these older system games. And here we have all of the hookups, all of the cables, the cords, the plug, and everything else is just attached. So of course there's this reset button, the on and off switch, and then these pretty awesome old style controllers. So this one is pretty sweet as it has everything all ready to go. And then of course we have this bag which has tons of these older style cables so that you can go ahead and hook them up to your televisions, especially back in the day when you didn't have all of these different plugs. So in here we have all of these different, it says to TV, UHF, VHF, and all of these different wires and everything else included. There's tons of these connectors for these older style televisions. So this is just pretty crazy to see, as a lot of people don't actually know how to hook up a lot of these to those old televisions. So back in the day, you didn't actually have it easy where you could just hook it right in and it would play. You'd have to do a little bit of modifying to go ahead and set everything up. So this is pretty cool, and I can actually use some of these older style ones with some of my older televisions in my collection and some of the other older systems that I have. So then we have this right here. So this is the Intellivoice voice synthesis module to use with your Intellivision master component. So right here, if we just open this up, we have this module that just attaches to the system from Mattel Electronics. So right here, this is just pretty crazy to see. So what this actually did, it says it has male and female voices added to video games electronically, more fun, more realism, added excitement, not a recording, no fuzzy simulations, cheers, strategy, comments directly generated from the gameplay, simple hookup, and there are special Intellivoice cartridges are required to operate the module and add human voice to gameplay. So by having this is pretty sweet, because back before everything else, you didn't have all of those sound effects with the human voice. So this actually was a great advancement to video games as we know them today. So this was a whole added bonus that you could use while playing a lot of these different video games that they made after the fact. So here we have all of these games for the Intellivoice, and of course this would get your attention as it says it talks, adds voices to the Intellivision. So here we have this Bomb Squad game, and this one, time bomb is ticking, you have less than a half hour to disarm it. Doomsday, you're too late, the bomb explodes, you've lost a city and the game. And then we have this Tron Solar Sailor. So this one looks pretty interesting. It says based on Tron, the futuristic adventure motion picture from Walt Disney Productions. Save the Solar Sailor. And inside the MCP, you've reached Phase 2, a nightmare numbers game from the futuristic world of Tron. And then this third game in the lot, we have the Space Spartans. So this one says establish, repair star bases, and plot strategy on sector grid. Switch to 3D battle view, fire laser torpedoes, dodge alien fire. So these are all pretty sweet, and they look like everything's included. You have these little overlays for all of the different controllers, and you have the game cart that would just go right into the system. So here we have all of these pretty cool games. And then on to all of these different pamphlets. So it looks like there is just a bunch of these for advertising for the Intellivision, and it looks like there's actually a couple different ones. So here it says Coleco video game cartridges for use with Atari VCS, Intellivision, Sears Video Arcade, and Sears Super Video Arcade. So this is a pretty cool display right here. So this little catalog will show you tons of different video game cartridges from Coleco at that time. So these are some of my favorite games. We have this Donkey Kong, we have Mousetrap, Ladybug, Carnival, Zaxxon, Venture, Cosmic Avenger, Smurf, and the official Turbo by Sega. So this is pretty cool that I even have all of these different old style catalogs in here. So we have this one, Intellivision, Intelligent Television. So of course we have all of these different people playing this video game system. Kind of shows that it's geared not just towards children, but to all of these adults as well. And then we have a couple of these. So these were probably included in some of the different games. And then we have these as well. A lot more fun and a whole lot more. The Intellivision. And then we have a whole catalog of all of these different games, which I'm sure that I'm going to find a lot of the games mentioned in here in this lot. So if we just start working our way through, we have a couple of these loose carts that have some games. So here we have this boxing, this NFL football, and this baseball game. So these are just some loose carts. And then even the owner's manual to this Sears Telegame Super Video Arcade shows you how to use everything and use the controller overlays. And then if we just start with a couple of these games right here, we have this Sears Telegames cartridge. So this right here is Super Video Arcade Poker and Blackjack. And this is from Las Vegas. It says right there on the front. Of course, this has all of the different items that would be included, these controller overlays, this manual, cartridge instructions, and the card itself. And then we have this auto racing game. So this one looks pretty crazy. It looks like that overview style racing Grand Prix action awaits you at every turn. So I'm sure some of these would be pretty difficult to go ahead and steer while playing, especially compared to the controls today. Then we have the Super Video Arcade Baseball. And I really like how these older games have this box, but it actually opens up and it has this cool little cart holder right in here, and everything else would just be in this little side pocket. And then we have this Ahmer battle, which looks like a pretty fun game as well with tanks. It says all-out tank combat. You and your opponent are rival commanders. Each of you must maneuver, lay mines, go for tactical surprise. So this one actually looks like a really fun game. Once again, everything's included as well. Doesn't look like there's too many different controls. You just move forward, lay mines, switch tanks, and you shoot, and you aim. Then we have this Star Strike, which they had tons of these out of this world style, space style games back then. So this one is pretty cool as well. We have some bomb action. It says, here's a fun planetary adventure. You're in command of a lone spaceship on an attack run over an alien star. And below you, a trench will soon be pointed like a gun barrel at planet Earth. Before that deadly alignment occurs, you must destroy 5 targets while you fight off squadrons of defending alien spaceships. So this is pretty cool as well. Then we have some classic boxing right here. So it just looks like you and someone else in the ring, and you can just go ahead and fight toe to toe. And then we have this one right here. This is a triple action cart. And if you notice anything about the front of these boxes, just like a lot of these ones so far, they actually say that all of these are for your color TV viewing only. So enclosed cartridge for use with Sears Telegames Super Video Arcade. So that is pretty sweet. So all of these are for your color television. And they have these bright, vibrant colors on them. So this is pretty cool. It says, triple fun biplanes, battle tanks, and rally racers. And then on to this classic right here. We actually have this Burger Time game. So this one was a great game that I enjoyed playing back in the day. And it says your chef is battling for his life in this fast-paced world of fast food. He scurries up ladders and across planks in a frantic effort to build delicious hamburgers. Horrible hot dogs, evil eggs, and perilous pickles constantly try to surround and trap him. So this is such a classic right here, and it looks like there's actually 2 copies of this game. And this one you can actually use with any Intellivision Master component. And then we have this Vectron game. So this one, I've never heard of it. It says, look out, the nasties are back and they're after your energy bases. Hungries, Splitters, Diamondbacks, and Prisms, to name just a few, gobble up your bases and attack your energy block. So it says 99 skill levels, each one faster and tougher than the last. And then on to this Reversey game. So of course, I love some of these boxes as they have all of these people, images of these people on here. This looks like a family. It just looks like everyone is having a blast playing these games. Everyone is smiling and the kid is just having the time of his life. Then on to some more Tron action. We have this Tron Deadly Discs, and it has these creepy looking faces right here on the front. So it says Tron Deadly Disc Cartridge, based on the futuristic adventure motion picture from Walt Disney Productions. Your task is to bring Tron safely through battle after battle against computer-controlled attackers. Then we have this Sharp Shot. This says specifically designed game for children over 4. And this has 4 completely different games for 1 or 2 younger children. You have this football action, hit the Navy ships, hit the maze creatures, and hit the spinning spacecraft. Then we have the Sea Battle. So this one is another classic that I often see. Battle action on the high seas, deploy fleets of ships, lay mines, use diversion tactics. It's your strategy and skill on the line. Then we have this Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. So this says journey into a land of treasure, adventure, and dark danger. Lead a 3-man expedition through winding mountain caverns in search of tools and arrows. Within the caverns, deadly monsters lie in wait. Slay the monsters, overcome the obstacles of a hostile land, and enter the legendary Cloudy Mountain. Here you'll find the crown of kings and the deadliest terror of all, the winged dragons. Then we have this lock and chase. So this one right here has, of course, the bad guys and the good guys on here. So it says you're a thief, is robbing the local bank. 4 police officers are hot on his trail. Grab gold coins and treasures on the run. Keep one jump ahead of the law. When the cops close in, lock a door. Make tracks in another direction. Run smack into a cop and you're caught. There's nowhere to hide. So this one is such a classic right here. Of course, it has this little angry looking cop right here on this overlay. Then we have this space battle. So here's another space style game. Then on to this armor battle. So this is very similar to some of the other games. So this is another tank game. And then we have this Tron, Mazatron. So this one's also modeled after that. It says, you are the daring young programmer Flynn, zapped into the sprawling circuit maze of a computer system by the evil master control program. Use your super intelligence to survive the maze and find the vital RAM chips. Clear them and you break through to the heart of the system. Now you confront the master himself, eyeball to eyeball, in a fast-firing laser shootout. Then on to this Night Stalker game. So this one actually looks pretty cool. It says your man is trapped in the maze. Spiders, bats, and robots are tracking him down. The robots and creatures never stop. Shoot one, another appears. So this one looks like pretty quick-paced action right here. And then we have this Venture game. So of course it shows this image of this Venture arcade machine. Video cartridge for use with Intellivision Master Component and Sears Super Video Arcade. Not for use with the Intellivision 2. So this has a sticker added onto this cart right here. And then it says, plays, sounds, and scores just like the arcade game. So here you are, Winky, the heroic adventurer, is off to claim the treasures that lay hidden in the depths of the dungeon. In each climber lies a valuable prize protected by dangerous monsters. And you have your bow and your arrow. You must ward off the monsters to obtain the treasure. Then we have some classic Donkey Kong right here. So video game cartridge for the Intellivision. It says, Donkey Kong, the ape has stolen Mario's girlfriend and has taken her to the top of a steel fortress. So this is definitely a classic. I've even played this game so many times growing up on this arcade machine. Family member actually had one of these arcade machines and I just loved playing this. So this was so much fun. Then we have some good old carnival action by Sega. And once again, this one also has a sticker on the front, not for use with the Intellivision 2. So here it says, ready, aim, fire. It's the closest thing you'll ever find to an old-fashioned shooting gallery. So this is a pretty fun game as well. So pretty much any of these arcade games are going to be some of my personal favorites, as I just loved playing these growing up. Then we have some NHL hockey. So this is your typical sports game, hockey related, and it's even a 2-player game. Then we have this NFL football, running plays, passing plays, punts, and 2-point safety. Another NHL hockey. NBA basketball. So here this says the speed and excitement of real basketball court action. Lifelike figures and authentic gameplays as 2 teams compete in 48 thrill-packed minutes. Simulated time. Put yourself at center court. Then we have some auto racing, which I believe we had in a different style box from before. Some more NBA basketball. This Astro Smash by Mattel Electronics. You're in command of a battery of laser guns. You have unlimited ammo and a lot of targets. You can roll up big scores by hitting a spectacular barrage of falling rocks, bombs, guided missiles, and attacking UFOs. It's fast moving, action-packed excitement every minute. If you're good enough, you can also get your score up in the millions. And the higher you go, the faster they come. On to the Space Armada. So this one is another space style game where we have these aliens. It says an armada of 32 bomb dropping moving targets descend on your defenses. You have a supply of laser guns and bunkers that shield them from the air attack. Shoot your laser and clear the screen. We have this Mission X game. You control a World War II plane, bombing enemy targets and shooting down enemy planes. Awesomely dangerous. Your mission takes you over combat ships, aircraft carriers, bridges, roads, trains, tanks, and the like, which you must immediately destroy. So this one actually looks pretty fun as well. Another copy of Mission X. This one is in much better shape. Then on to some tennis. So this is for 2 players as well. On to some bowling right here. And it even shows you a little pixelated character. It says aim the ball carefully, then tell the computer exactly how much curve and loft you want. Then watch your ball move those pins around at the other end of the alley. Reich. Then on to this Space Hawk game. Adrift in deep space, a human figure out among the stars is propelled through space with a backpack thruster and armed with a laser gun. Roll up big scores by maneuvering the figure to shoot the elusive white Space Hawk and multicolored bubbles of deadly gas. Don't let anything hit you and keep the Hawk in sight until you've shot it 3 times. Then here we actually have some of the stuff that actually fell out of this box. So some instruction manuals and controller overlays. So this right here is a different style box than the rest. This is by iMagic. So this is white water for the Intellivision system. Of course, this has more of an actual image on these boxes. And we have all of these people right here, and it looks like you go whitewater rafting. Shoot the rapids and hang on tight. Stay on the raft through wild white water all the way to the finish. Fight the current and steer clear of the rocks. Rolling barrels can slam you into the boulders and send you overboard. Whirlpools nearby spin you off course, make it down the river in the best time. And then there is stop at every beach, hop out on the raft, and run into the forest. Big Kahuna. The tribal chief offers you treasures. Race against his speedy native for the golden urn. Play by the tribal rules, or the angry chief will throw tomahawks and stir up a mean river. Now, back to the water for more adventures. So this one actually looks pretty interesting. Kind of has a different spin on it. Then we have this trucking game. So here we have these big trucks, and it has an image right here of some tractor trailers. So this says drive North America's highways. So this one looks pretty interesting. And then we have this game, which actually stuck out the most in the entire lot here. So this is for all of those toy collectors as well. We have this Masters of the Universe game. So this is the Power of He-Man, and this has new super graphics. Bonus Masters of the Universe comic book inside. So it has all of these awesome characters on here. This game actually looks really great. I did see this one on top, and I already looked up tons of gameplay. This just looks like a really fun game, and it has a lot of action in it. Masters of the Universe, the Power of He-Man cartridge. Fly He-Man in his Wind Raider on a hair-raising dash in pursuit of Skeletor. Avoid running out of fuel as you outmaneuver, bomb, or blast away the fireballs coming at you while bombing Skeletor on the ground below. If you get He-Man near enough to Castle Grayskull, he fights on foot with just his shield through lightning balls, power bolts, and magic swords to get at Skeletor. So this one looks really great, and this one is actually probably one of the better games that I have not seen for the longest time. So I'm really excited to actually add this one to the collection, and I can't wait to try this one out first. So when I saw these pictures of these games along with those original Nintendo games, all of those black box games, that deluxe set with Rob the Robot, I knew that I was in love with this huge lot of items, and I knew that they would look great in my video game collection, and I would really enjoy playing a lot of these classics here. So these games are just so cool looking. They really have these awesome boxes with these controller overlays and everything else. Some of these are just these challenging games from back in the day, and I am just so thrilled that I have these all in my collection now, and I just can't wait to try a lot of these games out, as I have never even heard of some of these games. I didn't even know that they had a Masters of the Universe, the Power of He-Man game for the Intellivision. I didn't know that it looked so cool. I wish I would have seen something like this when I was younger and maybe really enjoyed playing that game. Along with all of these classics on the arcades, we have that Donkey Kong, Venture, the Carnival game, Burger Time, just so many great games, and a lot of these just look like a lot of fun. They look pretty challenging, and you can play them all with a friend. So to have this entire lot added to my collection now is just beyond crazy, and I am just running out of room already in the new house with all of these games. I'll have to get some more bookshelves and everything else so that I can properly display everything. So if there's any games in this lot that you remember growing up and you remember playing, or just games that look really interesting to you, or some that throw back those memories for you, just go ahead and drop those games in the comments below. Let me know which one I should play first, which one of these games are actually more fun games, some which are challenging, but just really great games to play. So of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.